Bubble boy.
Yeah.
Bubble boy. It's incorrect. Has to take steroids.
If there's
People.
one set of fans I would not with, it's the Bills.
Children, please. You got a whole life.
Yeah.
Let's buckle up here.
All I want for Christmas is for LeBron James and Serena Williams to have a baby.
Yo.
For science.
She must have been on suicide watch when she saw Gronk dent that thing. We're all going to die.
Smash
But-
that like button or I'm going to get kicked out of the house. I can't pay rent.
Welcome back to Sports on Tap. I'm your host, James Laney, with my co-host, Kyle Johnson,
How we living?
and my co-host, Ryan Fahey.
Living lavish.
Quick reminder, just to let everyone know, we are still doing our fundraiser for the DV Farm. For every new YouTube subscriber we get, we will be donating $1 to the DV Farm. It's great. There'll be links in the description down below. Also, some more exciting news coming up this week. We actually have an interview with two-time Pro Bowler, fullback Pat Ricard.
Yeah, baby.
So
Yeah.
we'll have that video up in the next week or so.
Yeah, probably about a week.
You'll
week
know.
and a half.
Trust me, we'll know. But yeah, very excited about that. But let's get right into this episode. Excuse me, I thought I got a clear throat. NFL.
Let me clear my throat.
Ow!
Oh.
So the NFL, it's that time of the year where the NFL teams propose new rules. The big one that's been out there is the number is changing, so they're a little looser with what position can wear what numbers. But that's not what we're really going to talk about here today. It's more, what rule proposal or tweak would you make? Fahey, you go first.
All right, so really, it's so simple. I would tweak the roughing the passer rule.
We killed the Batman.
Now, hang on. Now, I know protecting the quarterback, huge. I'm so for it. Like, absolutely. But if you touch the helmet with your hand of the quarterback, that is not roughing the passer.
No.
That is not, that is, like, what is that?
I mean, if you poke him in the eyes.
Yeah. If you poke him in the eye and you rip out his eye,
You
that's
have time to do that.
That's a penalty.
It's like,
No, but
Just-
so
But like I think that part is like equivalent to like the NBA 3-pointer when they shot the ball and then contact's made at the 3-point line and they call that a foul.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing to me.
exactly.
It's
No,
like the same
did
thing
they
to me.
they changed that, right?
I
Maybe.
don't-
I think they're working on that in the NBA. They're actually, for next year, they're going to be doing
So I'm
that.
gonna say that's like half of fucking Trae Young's points.
But yeah, that's literally. But yeah, I equivalent that is the same thing.
I absolutely love that because it's like these defenders. It's like, to me, I'll be like, oh, that's a great play. You sack the quarterback. Like, it just literally altered games before. Clay Matthews a few years ago when he was still in the league, when he was with the Packers, and it was, I think, against the Vikings, and it was like 4th down or 3rd down. Either way, he got a sack, and it was clearly a clean sack, like nothing crazy. He didn't even drive his shoulder or nothing, and then they're like roughing the passer, and then the Vikings went down and scored and won.
Oh, I remember that.
yeah,
guy,
and
actually.
he was like, well, pretty
was like,
bullshit
what the
about it
fuck?
because he was just like,
Yeah.
that's football. I don't know what to tell you. I didn't even drive. Like, the fact that a lot of these players are actually not getting away with, but actually contorting their bodies so they don't slam their shoulders into the quarterbacks is unbelievable. But now it's like if you touch the quarterback, it's
Well, half the time too, you see everybody literally make like a clean form tackle, and then before they hit the ground, they put their hands out
because
so they don't
know-
land on top of the quarter. I don't know. It takes a lot of the action out of football. I get to your point, like you have to protect the quarterback, but
It got to be a happy medium. It
Yeah.
has
Yeah,
to be
like,
a happy
I think it's
medium.
way too. I agree. I think it's way too swayed in the quarterback's favor.
But also, like, the defensive tackles aren't just like, they're not just bull rushing. Like, they're doing swim moves. Their arms are moving. If they get close to the quarterback and they like try to swipe for the ball and then they hit the quarterback's helmet, that's like, and they draw a foul, that's a penalty. No.
Now, if they like
No,
grab the
it's
face
stupid.
mask or something,
Yeah,
or
they
like
grab, that's way different. But I mean, like, just to tap, and that's a flag. That's
And it
not a
clearly
penalty.
did not affect the throw.
Exactly.
to actually, I think to further your point too, what I would like to see is to make plays like that reviewable. Because if you can go
Oh my
back,
God.
if you
We do
can
not
go-
need more reviews in this league.
I know, but if you can go back and you can be like, dude, what the hell? Like, where was that a penalty? Where was that?
I get what
There's like 27,000 referees on the field. One of you talk to the guy who made the penalty and go, that's not a penalty.
I was gonna
How
say,
about
why
you do
don't
that
why
instead
don't
of going to
I-
the booth?
why don't people ever overturn? I saw that happen in a baseball game once. It was one of
It
the
was,
coolest
it was
calls.
a World Series.
Yeah, it was a World Series game.
The
It was
Red
one of the
Sox,
coolest.
Cardinals.
Yeah. One of the coolest things I've ever seen an umpire do. The guy called him. It was for you because I know you haven't seen it. It
No,
was
but I know what you're talking about because we
Really?
talked about this. Yes.
Yeah, we've talked about this before, but
yeah, but it was then for you.
Roasting.
It was they went to turn a double play. He catches it, clearly loses it on the transfer, so that's an out at second. So that's one out. They called him safe at second because they're like, oh, he didn't catch the ball, he didn't have possession. Clear as day, it was a transfer. And all the umpires ran over and were like, no, this is the World Series. We're here to get this right.
Yeah.
We're going to overturn this call. Like, everybody else was like, no, put your egos aside. Like,
And that's how it should be.
Yeah, we don't need more reviews
No,
in
the
sports.
ref-
Hold, like, self-police yourself, referees. Like, literally, like,
it's their job. Like, wouldn't
Yes.
you wouldn't you think, like, take pride in getting everything right?
yeah.
Yes. And don't get me wrong, there's always going to be mistakes and whatnot, but like with the
Always,
roughing the
yeah.
passer, some of them are so bad where it's like, if it does not affect the throw,
Like, to go back, like that pass interference call with St. Louis and New Orleans, that one
Oh.
at the goal line, that
so,
basically
so
caught
blatantly
the
obvious.
fact that one, it wasn't reviewed. I mean, I get that played into the ruling, but whatever. The fact that everybody didn't just go like, okay, like this is national television. Like, can
This
we
is-
just?
I'm not
overturn
gonna.
this?
I missed what we're talking. What do we? What
Remember
the blatantly the Rams, the Saints, where
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So it's like, why can't they?
the pass interference? Like, why can't they just get together and just be like, homie, you missed one. It's fine. You missed one.
Because think about how it's like sometimes where it's like 10 seconds after the play, you see a flag go out. It's like holding number 77. It's like, dude, the play's over. What
Yeah.
happened?
Well,
what
everybody's
happened?
lined up, homie.
Like, how is
did
it that they can throw flags like then, but not on blatant calls like
How
that,
did
or
that
the
happen?
roughing the passer calls where it's like, because I get, once again, protecting the quarterback, that is your biggest product. We've seen the NFL with low, like, number of good quarterbacks, it's not a good product. You want to protect it, and I get that, and it's just, but they got to loosen up a little. But, yeah. My rule proposal, get rid of ties. I cannot stand
I
ties.
like that.
Give me
I
it.
think that is the number one thing I hate in sports. Not that sports are too soft, not that the rule changes or anything. Ties is an abomination to sports. Oh, we just played today.
we just
Are you serious?
wasted
No.
everybody's time.
I would rather lose than tie. That is what I've always felt. I would rather lose than tie because if we tied, we wasted my time, your time, everybody's time, and I've gone over this before. So the rule proposal I would make. Actually, this is a buddy back in college. We were talking about it, and I really liked it. So just do an extra quarter for overtime, not a whole 15 minutes, but do like 7 minutes, a shorter quarter, whatever that is. I'm not really gonna pick that. And if by the end of that quarter it's still tied, call it shootout. Just the same way college overtime. Do it from the 25-yard line.
I was just about to say, screw that. Just go straight up college overtime.
I would make
like-
it a little different because that's when the scores can get out of control. So it's like, which is exciting, but there's also 17 games. These guys get beat up. So if they can deal with it within 7 minutes, that's great. But if not, then
So,
go into a shootout.
Well, to go into like a legit hockey shootout, you could start each kicker at the. Now
I
hold
don't
on.
like
Oh,
that.
do not
could
put the game
no,
on kickers.
no.
You could start-
Kickers are so soft.
You could
do
start
not
each
do that.
kicker. Yeah, but it adds a whole.
No,
I'm just
no,
saying.
no.
I don't want it to come down to one player. This is my rule
yeah.
proposal. I want college shootouts. I want actual college shootouts, but not. They do it from what, the 25? Even
Oh,
if they.
listen, I'm saying 50-yard boots from each field goal.
No,
kicker.
I don't want to sit there
Just
and
go
watch
back
a
and
kicker
forth.
go for
Yeah,
field
no,
goals.
not-
I want to watch
no.
exciting football.
Hmm.
That's my thing. I think that's the way I would like them to do it. But I just hate ties.
I hate.
Ties suck.
Either way, I agree with you. I think the overtime rules now need to change because they suck. It's trash. It's
Because-
like
I go down and score. Game's over. It's like what?
Oh, well, to play devil's advocate, don't let them score.
And I agree with that.
When the Patriots did that to the Chiefs in the playoffs, and then that offseason the Chiefs put into it like they wanted the rule so it's at least both teams get the ball. I was like, you cowards! Like,
I agree with that,
I get
though.
you lose. You then put in a request for a rule change with
And
that. Like,
that's how it always goes. I
like,
understand that because it's like,
stop the team.
and I agree with
it's
that.
It's a two-sided. It's two sides of the ball. You gotta be good on both sides. Your defense needs to make a stop.
Yeah, but how often when we're in any game, doesn't matter what it is, that somebody gets like rebuttals or somebody gets a chance where it's like at the very end.
That's
it's
how
like,
sports is, though.
Yeah,
like,
they get a
if
they get a
team hits
chance.
if a team hits a buzzer beat, like a basketball team hits a buzzer beater, the other team is gonna another shot.
No,
That's
that's a
it.
good point.
Stop the guy. Don't let him shoot the ball. Block it.
I just-
do something. That's what I mean.
And I like that. It was really bad when all they had to do years ago. Back, I don't remember when all they had to do was get a field goal in overtime.
Oh,
that sucked.
That's
Well,
bad.
but
That was terrible.
so but to go back to your point too, now it feels like the thing that's most important in overtime is the coin toss. That's what feels like it matters.
kind of, yeah.
I know, but like,
That's why I like
That's the
my
most-
rule
that's the-
proposal.
I like that better than I would rather see the. I'd rather see like a 7-minute overtime and just
7-minute
No, like
overtime
that-
and then into a
so like
college
even
shootout.
so like then if the team wants to whoever wins the coin toss, if they can afford to run out the clock, run out those 7 minutes, and then kick a field goal, if like that's how they do it, that's how they do it.
Exactly.
But it's like,
because then you still have to have good defense.
but then if
to
you
stop
score
them and get the
early,
ball.
other team gets a chance. Like I like that. I like that a lot. Actually, I agree. I hate ties.
I hate when it goes down to a tie because it's like, oh, it comes to postseason. Okay, can't end in a tie, so we can keep playing until there's a winner. Then let's do that during the regular season.
Yeah, stupid.
Your rule.
My rule was the kicker one, and you guys trashed it.
And
So
it just
I don't know what I'm
Well,
doing
I
now.
wanted to do. I wanted to see the shootouts from the 50s.
I wanted to see more.
I was
kicking.
thinking that. I was like, oh, Kyle just exposed his rule change right now. We just trashed it.
No, well, actually, no. I actually think more plays need to be reviewable. Like certain things need to. I think certain things need. Like they almost had it right when they brought because we talked about that pass interference call. They almost had it right with being
Hated
able
that.
to review those.
Hated that.
Well,
Rule.
the problem with that is
That rule was needed for one play. Unfortunately, it came after it.
well, it's.
I think the rule.
They never found the happy medium, is what I'm saying. They were like, because you would see all these coaches call like everything. They're like, well, let's see what we can do. They're like, let's see what we can get away with. Let's see what we can overturn. Like, it's a new rule. So of course the first season's gonna suck. You're gonna see everybody throwing challenge flags for everything because they need to know. Like it's.
Now, I don't know what the percentage was if it was actually overturned, but what I saw, most of it, because when you challenge something, it has to be 100% blatant that it was called wrong,
Yes,
and it was needed for that one play.
but even
I
when
think it
but
what
the
you were talking about earlier with the refs, where it's like if it's a blatant bad call, I think the refs should be able to go back and be like, we made a mistake.
But the refs didn't. So they would throw these challenge flags. The refs, regardless what it was, regardless if it was right, wrong, indifferent, how close it was, they overturned like none of the calls.
Because it has to be 100%. And with pass interference, it is one of those calls where it's unless it is absolutely blatant, like getting rocked before the ball is even 5 or 10 yards near you.
No, I agree. But what I'm saying is they didn't give it enough time to like see where the rule change would lie. It's like the same thing in stocks, right? If it's you have highs and lows, but the actual.
I also think it was the referees having big egos, being like, "Oh no,
Of course.
I don't I'm wrong." It was more. I think it was more that than anything.
Another rule change I would make, what I hate, and I think that's a problem with this pass interference play in particular.
Yeah.
Why do you take the best refs and put them in the playoffs? Why don't you put the best crews together? Chemistry is better than talent in that
Chemistry
aspect.
is way better
when it
than
comes
talent.
to
in
refs,
anything.
definitely. Well,
In
but
anything.
in this one, I'm talking about yes, but in this one particular situation, because they know like, oh, you're gonna more likely throw that flag than myself. Where it's like, okay, you have all the top dogs. Let's say it's like, okay, they don't ref
If you have the
together.
same, if you have the same people reffing together, egos don't get in the way.
No, it should.
Especially if it's like especially if they're all like buddy. It's like, no, hey, listen, dude, you got that like,
we got a job.
yeah, we got a job. You got that call wrong. Cool. Like, as long as it's, I mean, it goes both ways.
And I've heard like the Scott Zolak on Sports Hub saying this for years, and I think it's ingenious. I really think they should do that
Yeah.
because it just makes more sense. You are more familiar with
If the
your
whole-
quote unquote teammates.
If the whole goal is to get the call right, if that's all that matters, unbiased, unprecedented, just making sure that call is correct, then yeah, I think that works 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
I think it's better than anything they have now, like by far. But
we'll have to propose it next year.
Yeah,
we'll get in the
we're going to
office.
write a
we'll-
strongly worded letter.
yeah,
Mr. Goodell,
yeah, I'll talk
where
to-
do you get off? Yeah.
What is that from?
Probably Family Guy.
Oh, that's exactly where it's from. 100%.
Oh, yeah,
that's
I-
Mort. That's Mort.
Where do you get off? But